My name is Tom Ascheman. I'm a Divine Word missionary. I'm working currently in Fort Wayne, Indiana, in a large parish of Vietnamese speakers, English speakers, and Spanish speakers. I felt called to religious life very, very early. Probably I was only 8 or 9 years old when I first had a strong sense of call. I remember being in grade school at the time, and the sister would ask, "How many little boys want to be a priest?" And I'd raise my hand. But if they would have asked too, "How many want to be firemen?" Well, I wanted to be that too. Or how many want to be doctors? Well, all of those. But I do have a very distinct memory of a very clear sense of call. And maybe the next time it came back would have been when I would have been about 9, 10, when I heard Dr. Martin Luther King's "I Have a Dream" speech. And, it's one of those moments when you know where you were physically, etc. And I can still recall very much how it struck me. Eventually, when some years later, when I came and visited Divine Word College for the first time, the strong intercultural, multicultural makeup of the student body back at that time made me quite certain that this was the place I was supposed to come. As a student here, I did a year abroad in Japan and thought eventually that I would go back there. I looked forward to it even. But then when I graduated from here and went to Chicago for further training, I had an invitation to go down to Mexico. That kind of captured my heart then, and I ended up working in Mexico for about 7 years. And then after that, for the last dozen years or so, I was working in our general administration in Rome. And from there it gave me an opportunity to visit most all of the 60 countries in which Divine Word missionaries are working in. I traveled a lot over the last 12 years, but I'm not a very good tourist. I'm not all that interested in sights, like for instance going to see a nice building, etc., or even a nice park. I'd much rather be with the people. And as a missionary, you just get the chance to meet the most wonderful creation in the world. Is you get to hear people's stories from absolutely everywhere. There's probably not a country that SVDs work in where I can't say, I know somebody there. I could sit down to dinner with that person. And that's really a wonderful experience, to feel like a citizen of the world and not only a citizen of a country.